So I'm sure by now everybody's heard about this incident. Let me give you a little bit of inside scoop on this thing. So Cody, he's one of the NCs under Scrappy, goes by the name Monster. Him and this Diddy Predator kill another Diddy Predator at 5 p.m. on the rec yard. Now people ask how were they on the rec yard at 5 p.m. when Chow's usually ran at 4 and got counted for. But what they fail to realize is they do med call right then at 4:45, and a lot of them go out for their pill pass and shit like that, and that's how they ended up catching them. See now, let me explain something. Anybody could kill somebody, especially if the dude doesn't see it coming or know it's coming, and especially if dude's in handcuffs and shit like that. Now this victim wasn't in handcuffs. Monster's last victim was. Monster, he's not the type of person that'll go head up with somebody. He'll drop a kite and have you 812 before he'll go heads up. I'm speaking out of personal knowledge of this guy. So Monster and this Diddy Predator catch dude at 5 p.m. They end up hitting him a few times. He goes to the outside hospital. Dude's pronounced dead at 6:27, hour 27 minutes later. Now, Gomez was a target that was then be hit. Monster's another one that has been green lighted throughout the state of California for multiple reasons. And it wasn't just by one group, it was from multiple groups that have green lighted Monster. And Monster knew his day was already coming. So, from my understanding, something was going to go down, and Monster knew, and this dude knew. So, instead of ending up victims, they ended up catching this dude who was a predator himself and busting a move on him. Because, like I said, Monster's not the type that'll go heads up with somebody. Now, this is the second institutional murder for both of them. Gomez caught his first one in Monterey County on January 21st, 2015. And Monster caught his on October 19th, or my bad, not October. It's on the paperwork right there. It was May 22nd, 2022. Now, Monster's first murder he caught is what got him in this little cross that he's in now from when he started doing his live interviews. And he was dry snitching to his live interview about the case and how they got dude in handcuffs while his co-defendant was still going through court proceedings. And that was what got Monster to where he knew his time was coming. But it wasn't just from that, it was from being part of Scrappy's crew too. Now, Gomez, he caught his in Monterey County when he came in on some foul shit. That's why I posted all the paperwork for everybody so they could see the paperwork for themselves to see why these dudes came in. Now, from my understanding, Monster's no longer part of Scrappy's crew due to his dry snitching on that case. And that explains why he busted a move with a predator. Because basically, S&Y, once you're deemed no good from your group and dry snitch like that, that's all that's left on that, basically on those yards for you to fuck with. Because all the rest of the people are either involved and checking paperwork, or they're not involved but got close ties to them and are checking paperwork. And once somebody finds out you're dry snitching and shit like that, the only ones left for you to fuck with is the weirdos. And that's why Monster busted a move with this dude. It's not because he didn't know what the dude's charges were. It was the only thing that he had left after fucking up. And at this point, Monster really doesn't care. He's looking for an ally or somebody that can help keep him safe. And that's all there is to that. So now at Salinas Valley, when Monster joined the NCs, he was a target and Scrappy was a target. And a hitter was there to take him out. And neither one of them came out to yard. They both dropped 812s on dude. And 3 other dudes came out. Dude got into it with them, ended up getting hit. Dude tried to sign off, and Scrappy 812 him, Monster 812 him, and the 3 dudes 812 him, and it was, I believe, like 5 other people that had 812 him, keeping him from being able to stay on that yard to finish his job. So when people say, "Oh yeah, he's a killer, he's a hitter," anybody can hit somebody when they don't see it coming. Anybody can hit somebody when they're in handcuffs. That doesn't make him a hitter. Yeah, he's a killer, but he's an opportunist killer. He's not the type of killer that's going to go heads up with somebody and take their wind. He's not the type that's going to look at you in the eyes and do it, especially if he knows you're going to be able to fight back. And like I said, he's an opportunist killer. And that's the thing that happens with a lot of these dudes that join these gangs, which is getting into my next point. This is a prime example for people to keep their kids out of gangs. This is a prime example for parents to want to shelter their kids and know who their friends are and know what's going on with them to keep them from going to prison and being around people like this or becoming a person like this. Because this corn dog, he came in with a little bit of time, 6 years, and he's caught his second murder now. And he's not done now. Every time he feels like he's in jeopardy, he's in bust a move again. So how many people want their kids to have to be going through that? How many people want to be sitting in at home and when people ask them, "Well, how's your son doing?" having to explain, "Oh yeah, my son, this is my son in prison now." Do what's best for your kids. If it's sheltering them, shelter them. If it's keeping them in sports, keep them in sports. If it's you having to get a dirt bike or something like that to keep them entertained with something that they like doing, do it. Because in the end, it's saying pay off. In the end, it's saying keep your kids safe. It's saying build a closer relationship for you and your child. And it's saying give them something fun to do where they're not running the streets and catching these stupid little cases that they get them sent in there where they could possibly catch life. There's lots of places that your kids can go after school, even if you're at work. And for parents to say that, "Oh, my kid gets out of school at 3 or whatever, and I don't get home till 6 or 7 o'clock." There's plenty of places after school that is great to have your kid around. There's boys and girls clubs that are free. They do boxing, all sorts of sports stuff, and it's all free. So there's no reason why kids need to be running the streets. You just got to check in your community and see what there is that's available for your kids.